there's the issue of giving my gift to the world. Now, in meditation, we're in this very interesting place in Western culture, in that basically everyone wants to be able to meditate. There's a deep craving. And there's, just in the United States, the government statistics years ago was that there are 20 million people experimenting with meditation. That was about 5 years ago. It might be 30 or 40 million by now. And there's tens of millions of people who tried to meditate but feel that they failed. And there's no substitute for one-to-one coaching in meditation. Meditation is the most intimate practice because it's being intimate with your own life force, with your breath. So there's so much creativity that's called for, because like Buddha said that he gave 84,000 different dharma doors, or paths of meditation. And it's because there's so many different kinds of people in the world. So your voice is needed. Your voice is needed in the world. You have a gift to give. And each of you can reach people that I couldn't, even though I've been teaching for 53 years and have all kinds of training. You can reach people that I couldn't. And together we can just give a larger gift to the world. Now, Bradley is just a meditation maven. Just, he's a truly happy person who's brilliant in business. And he's one of my mentors. I'd love talking with Bradley. I wish I had videos I could show you of him and I brainstorming. The speed with which he helps me create content where we're bantering and he's taking notes on a website, and and boom, there you see the whole structure. And just sort of casually making up guided meditations and putting them to music. I think he has like 1 million views to some of his guided meditations. So, and Bradley, he lives, is it Salt Spring Island, Bradley?
Yeah, up in British Columbia.
Yeah, I taught a meditation course there once in 1986, maybe 1987. Were you born
Just
yet?
I
Were you
was
born
just gonna
yet?
say I was 3.
You're
Yeah, I
three.
was just learning my practice.
We had the greatest time at one point in the course, and I remember this. The Everyone was so poised, and this island was so sweet. We all went and stood on the shore overlooking the ocean, and we stood in this light rain for about an hour. Just everyone was just in quiet awe at the beauty. It was a full hour, just being there. So Bradley lives on South Spring with his dog Bonkers, and he gets up in the morning and plays nine holes of golf, and then feeds the kids and takes care of stuff and runs his media business.
Well, what I love about instinctive meditation is that instinctive meditation is, the foundation is about finding the practice that really works for you. And for me, golf is that meditation practice that connects me to breath, and movement, presence, connection to a target. It's this opportunity to just like keep replaying presence again and again and again over the course of a round. So I went through a stage in my 20s when I was really deep into meditation where I kind of shunned golf. And then when I came back to it 5 years later, it was like, oh, like everything I've been doing in meditation with like a sitting practice and breath work, presence, grounding, all the different techniques I played with, it was like, oh, this applies for me to be better in golf. And I can actually, by applying this in golf, I can actually become a better person. So I can like have the best of all worlds. I can play golf, get my meditation in, and I can be a better person by applying these things to my life. So it's a wonderful thing.
Now, only certain people can translate like a book, something on paper, into an interior skill. And the same goes with group workshops, with classes, and then also with even in a one-to-one meeting, there's a matching of the, we say, let's call them a student, the person who wants to learn skills, and the guide or the coach or the teacher. And there are certain people that we just can't learn from. Like they might be a good teacher, but somehow there isn't enough of a connection with whatever it is. Like in Ayurveda, there's character types, there's doshas, and learning systems theory, there's different cognitive styles. So let's think about Bradley's love of golf. Well, traditionally, yoga is linked to things like archery or riding horses, dancing, music, and other physical skills. And there's an interplay between a physical skill and meditation. And in my experience, meditation utterly enhances my joy and competence at physical skills. Like everybody says, whether it's tennis or riding horses, all sorts of physical sports, meditation can be a great aim. Because in sports, one of the keys throughout every sport is relaxation. It's any muscle that doesn't need to be tense in that microsecond can be relaxed. And when we see a horse or a dog or a person, say, running, and only the muscle that's actively being constricted in that split second is tense, the other muscles are flowing and relaxed, we immediately see that as beauty and grace. And that's what meditation helps, and also practice. So segueing off what Bradley was saying with his golf, that there's an entire field to be developed, as well as every different sport needs a meditation coach who's attuned to the needs of that sport. And in mountain climbing, surfing, and then each area of business, like when you were speaking to business executives or the people on the creative side who are working in business, but their job is to create or design. And then engineers need their own approach to meditation. Each sort of career, doctors, musicians, teachers, therapists, they need to work with meditation coaches who are tuned to their specific needs and can modify the language, customize it. Because with high-end people, if possible, you do not want to waste their time. You don't want to give them the wrong medicine. Give them a teaching that'll actually throw them off of their game.
That's
So,
one of the interesting.
go ahead,
Oh, sorry.
Bradley.
I was just gonna say that's one of the really interesting thing of having this eclectic group of meditation teachers here is there's so many different niches that you can focus in on, and chances are the niche that you yourselves will want to focus in on to bring your gifts and your teachings to are going to relate to your own past and your own history. Just yesterday, I launched a new branch of Majik Media for my golf stuff called Body, Mind, Swing, which is focusing on the connection, the focus techniques. It's also going to follow my journey of moving towards playing the Canadian tour in a couple years. So, or no, in 16 months. So it's really cool because, you know, most meditation teachers are just like, I teach meditation. Well, who do you teach it for? What are the benefits of it? And what are your superpowers inside of that space? What is your unique perspective? What is your unique approach to it? And the teachings that you've all been learning through Lorin and Camille in the school here, mixed with your own personal life experience, will be able to create this beautiful hybrid that nobody else in the world teaching meditation will be able to create, because it's going to be yours uniquely. And you can find specific audiences that you want to cater to, as Lorin was saying there. Like, it could be to musicians, it could be to doctors, it could be to, for me, it's going to be for golfers. So that's really a fun thing as you start to think about your path of teaching and building some form of business around the teachings you want to bring forward into the world, is that you get to be creative and come up with your own unique way of sharing your gifts that will be unlike any other teachers out there.
Now, here's a practical assignment for you. Think of a group of people that you would like to work with. Say it's nurses or kindergarten teachers or surfers or skiers, or the people that jump out of airplanes wearing wingsuits, like they just have some looking like Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and just go flying. Any group of people you'd like to work with, painters, sculptors, and go find some and ask them, can I just talk to you about what, if you were to meditate, what would you need out of your meditation practice? What would you need to get? And then even get them, what problems do you run into? Like, do you run out of energy? Do you run out of attention? Does your body hurt? What? And interview 3 people. And, can I buy you a cup of coffee? Can I buy you lunch? Can we take a walk together? And because I'm a meditation teacher, and I want to know how it would work with somebody who does what you do. People are incredibly generous. And so you study the people that you would like to work with. Now, in 1972, so I've been teaching meditation for a couple of years. I was 21 or 22. And so I was at University of California at Irvine. We got out of one of the tall buildings, I could see this Marine Air Base. It's not there anymore. It's called El Toro. It's in Southern California. So I just sat down at one of the university typewriters and wrote a letter to the commandant, Marine base. And I think I got his name. I said, meditation can help with sustained attention and vigilance. I sent him a letter. Here's some research. And he had his people write me back and call me and come by for teachings. I just like reached out, and it's scary to do that. I've done it a lot over the last half century, and much of the world that I inhabit is just from these seemingly, well, I think I'll just go do this thing. And a few weeks ago, I was talking with somebody who is a freshly minted meditation teacher, and they're wondering what to do. I said, tell you what, for the next month, when you get up in the morning, just say, I'm ready. Just sort of look, just say to life, okay, I'm ready. And then be alert to these little conversations that come sideways. And so she was sitting on a plane, and someone said, well, what do you do? I'm a meditation teacher. And said, oh my God, I've been wanting to talk to a meditation teacher. And all these things started happening. And in my life, much has just happened from random conversations. And then you can also develop a marketing plan, which is a marketing plan is a way of saying, okay, life, I'm ready. And when life invites you, like, can you come do this thing? You want to be ready. You want to have your web page. You want to have your language. You want to have your welcome kit, just good to go. There's so many needs. So when we give them meditation practices, we want to give them the very best of the best that we can, the most beautiful technique that their body, they can, oh, that's right, I can breathe with that. I can do that. I can do that. We want them to feel immediately competent, because one of the problems with meditation in the modern world, and it's quite an epidemic, is that everybody feels incompetent. Like, oh, I can't, I tried it, but I failed. Or I failed. I tried to meditate and I do it, but I know I'm failing because I'm not good enough. So nobody needs to feel more shame. Nobody needs to feel ashamed about their ability to meditate. And yet that's what people are getting. And that is, by the way, a major thing that you can market in your own way. I don't know, meditation without shame is not a good marketing clue, but to convey the feeling that this is an innate, this is a built-in human capacity. You can activate it with just a breath, just one ordinary breath, like, and you begin to change your physiology in measurable ways. So let's do that. Actually, just sigh once or twice. So your marketing needs to be about you and your gift to the world, and connect you to the people that you were born to serve, that you have this gift to give to. So Bradley, how do we construct like a marketing and a business that is built, or it's like, where did this word bespoke come from? I've never had a bespoke suit, but isn't that what we're talking about? It's a custom built to fit.
So I'm sure many of you would be delighted to know I left social media 6 years ago. I just posted a link from a workshop that I taught a week ago called Business Without Social Media. Inside of that workshop, you'll learn 8 different strategies that I actively use and apply to my business for how to create relationships, how do you foster relationships, how do you leverage relationships, so that instead of needing, say, 10,000 people on your email list or 100,000 followers on social media, which is the carrot that everybody's dangling in the social media space, how do you only need a handful of relationships to leverage your life's work and to build a solid, sustainable income stream? Which is one of the things that I've had to learn over the years with Majik Media, and with my business before that. When I was actually teaching meditation workshops, I taught about 500 workshops between 2009 and 2012, and then put my work online. I produced a world-class audio meditation library that's been listened to by millions of people. And so one of the things that you're going to learn inside of the 6-month business and meditation training is around how to produce world-class audio meditations, and how do you license those to apps, platforms, institutions, companies, individuals, etc. So I mind if I just share my screen real quick here, Lorin? I'll just sometimes it's easier to show and not tell.
Yeah.
So right here, so this is just like, this is Insight Timer. Any of you could get on Insight Timer today and start doing a meditation library. But like, this is one track here. It's had over 100K views. There's been over 1,500 positive or 1,400 positive reviews from people that have gone through it. I mean, this is just one of my 48 tracks on one of the 10 platforms that I'm on. Like, literally, my meditations have had millions of people listening to them in the last 7 years. Because when we produced my library, the goal at the time was, let's make this something that is basically the goal was Mind Valley quality. I don't know if anybody's heard of Mind Valley. They're a big production company. And that was kind of the metric that we had when my buddy Blair and I started producing this meditation library. Here's another one. I mean, Lorin, do you mind if we would people like
No,
to
let's
just
keep
hear a
on.
sample. Here's a
No,
3-minute medit. I could
no,
do
no,
this.
keep on.
Okay, so I'm gonna just press play. Let's
Oh,
do a
I just want
3-minute.
to. I want to interject one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I have the feeling that Bradley did all this. It got his millions of views. It was just a form of play. It was like a lark for
It
him.
was. It
Yeah.
was. And it was when I discovered licensing, it was a light bulb moment. I got contracted by a company. They paid me about $35,000 down to record 10 meditations for them that were under 10 minutes. And then they pay me $12,000 every single year to maintain the licensing rights. And when that happened for me, I was just like, it was like a light bulb. And so I started to go to other companies. I've been the #1 meditation guide on Omvana, Mind Valley's app, for the last like 6+ years in running. And then I'm on a bunch of other apps as well. So when you join the training, you also get my spreadsheet of over 100 different apps for meditation and mindfulness that you can start applying to with all of our you get a whole bunch of different outreach templates, organizational templates for managing all of the different contacts that you're going to build. But let's just to hear like the quality. This isn't one of my favorite meditations. It's just the shortest one I have. So let's do a 3-minute peace pause meditation just to kind of like envision your future self producing world-class meditations that could be enjoyed by millions of meditators around the world and generating a healthy income stream for you. So eyes open or closed, let's just dive into this and then we'll come back around to the point of this whole thing.
Welcome to this short SOS meditation. Give yourself permission to step back and away from whatever situation is causing you stress right now. So turning your attention inwards as you close your eyes, begin to focus on your breath. Just taking gentle, slow breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Breathing in, pulling your energy back into you, and exhaling, grounding downwards, feeling your body connected to the earth. Breathing in fully, imagine pulling your power back into you from where you've been giving it. Exhaling, again, rooting downwards into the earth. Breathing in, pulling your energy into you from all directions, from the past and from the future. Exhaling, feeling your roots expanding downwards into the earth. Breathing in all the way, now inhaling a beautiful golden light that moves through every part of your body. Exhaling, pushing any anxiety or any stress down through your body, down your legs and out your feet and into the earth through your roots. Breathing in that beautiful light and expanding it now beyond the limits of your body, feeling it grow, and exhaling, grounding, well keeping that light all around you. Breathing in, growing your light even more so it expands larger than the thing that's causing you stress. Exhaling all the way, grounding the energy down into the earth. Now breathing in one more time, expanding that blanket of light, and imagine it coming down onto the thing that's causing you stress and dissolving all emotional triggers, creating complete neutrality and softening your body. Now just take a few moments to be with your own breath and to enjoy this space you've given yourself before opening them and going back into the world. Thank you for taking this peace pause.
So each of the tracks that we produced for my library that I've been licensing and growing over the years, we created custom composed music. I mean, we learned so much about production through the process of doing this. It took us over a year to produce all of the tracks that have now been going around the world. And so in one of the months, I'll just show a quick timeline here in case you haven't really looked at this. So in the third month, you're going to get deep into producing a world-class audio meditation library. You'll be writing scripts, you'll be producing, editing, you're going to be making tracks. But in the month before that, and this is something my team and I are working on right now, you're going to build your meditation brand and website. So even if you have a website right now for your meditation business, chances are it can be better if you went through a branding process. So that's going to be a part of the journey that we go on. And my team and I right now, in case you don't have a meditation website, we're building a meditation website template that will be your instruction guide, where you pop in your own content and build your meditation platform that'll allow for you to host your meditation library, all of your paid workshops, free workshops, in person, online, blog, feature, etc. So we're just working on this. This is not the final thing that you'll be seeing, but you'll be able to, as you produce in the third month your meditation library, you'll be able to directly upload those straight to your library, and you'll be able to start making money on your own platform. From those, you'll be able to set up your automations, all the things that are kind of difficult when you're first starting out. You'll be able to start building your workshop library, and a part of what we're doing in the first month is actually giving you a solidified schedule, so that you can really identify who you are, what your unique spin is, who you serve, why you serve them, what your superpowers are in that space, and then to start booking yourself out so that you've got a regular rhythm. And that was what made me successful. Is I started out teaching once a week. Within 3 months of starting, I was twice a week. Another month after that, I was 3 times a week. Eventually 4 times a week, I was teaching workshops. And then I would book myself for tours. And so, I mean, basically, I feel like I'm in this space where I can now reach back to what it feels like my past self, which is all of you that are like earlier on, you're trying to start building your business, and I can save you all of the hustle and grind that I've had to go through by growing Majik Media, by growing my meditation business for years, and teach you how to do it right straight out of the gate. So yeah, this is one of the things we're working on, is this platform here that'll allow for you to build your site. You know, you should have your brand up and running in a month, that third month there. And then, oh, that's the wrong page. And then in the fourth month, it'll be about how do you grow your audience? How do you license your tracks? I mean, you're going to get all my outreach emails that I do for getting licensing contracts. You're going to be receiving all of our affiliate outreach emails, all of our tutorials. You're going to be getting my $300 marketing course included in this, on all the different ways that you can market without social media. So that, you know, by the time we get through month 1, 2, 3, and 4, you'll have a schedule. You'll be teaching regularly. You'll be earning money. You'll be producing regularly your library. You'll have a website and a brand and a place to send people as you grow, and you'll have a marketing strategy. And then the last 2 months are based on needs and desires. So you will pre-write in what you're struggling with, what questions you have, what you want, and then I'll design mini workshops around those. So those last 2 months are open to improvisation. I've been doing these magic minds, I call them, that are like hot seat coaching sessions. So we'll be doing some of that, but ultimately it'll be based on what everybody is wanting and needing at that stage of the journey. And, you know, by the end, you're going to be making money as a professional meditation teacher. One of the things that excites me about this and working in a container like the school here is that you're all qualified to be doing what you're doing, and it's time for you to share that magic with the world. And it's going to be very creative. We're going to have, just like the teacher trainings inside of the Radiance Sutras platform, we're going to have our own micro community space where you can be showing off your website. You can be getting feedback from other people about your meditations and the quality of the audio. You'll get all that support and that feedback, so that as you're moving forward with things, you're getting that real time, real world feedback from myself and everybody else that's going through the training. And each, the schedule is easy. It's like every month we're going to have a 2-hour deep dive where we're going to dive into one of the very specific themes. Those are like work parties. So it's not going to be me talking for 2 hours. It's going to be me talking a little bit, giving you an exercise with a bunch of precursor things that you're going to be doing. And then at the end of it, you're going to have a very specific plan of action that you're going to move forward with in the rest of the month before we meet again. And you can ask questions inside the forum as you're going. You can show your work and all that sort of stuff as well. And the same thing, it'll just be rinse and repeat. And my guess is, you want to be treating this like a part-time situation. If you can put in 5 to 10 hours a week throughout the course of the training, then you will be able to keep up. The more time you have, the further along you get, and the more polished everything will be. But I would say the 5 to 10 hours a week is your minimum for really getting the most out of this. But ultimately, you're going to have the training forever. So if you fall a month behind because life does what life does, that's fine. You can stay caught up. The space is going to be there for you after the training. So that's the plan. I feel very, very confident. We were going to do this a year ago, and then life unfolded so that we didn't. And so I've been planning this for probably a year and a half, and I feel really confident about what it is that you're going to receive and what outcomes you'll get after each month. I'm grateful that Lorin and Camille are hosting me to come do this. It feels very exciting for me, and like a coming full circle with that part of myself that did struggle and grind away for a lot of years, and eventually found my flow momentum with it.
There's a couple questions in the chat window.
Okay.
Bradley, will you be teaching how to maintain the website?
Okay, so maintaining the website, it's basically, we're building that platform. We're building that in Podia. You can check out Podia, podia.com. So we're taking their stuff and designing our own meditation teacher specific template and workflow. So we're working with their team directly right now on setting all that up. It'll come with the tutorials on how to build it all, how to change colors, all the things. It is once you spend 30 minutes using Podia, it's very user friendly. It's an all-in-one platform as well. So you can have your email list in there. You can have your shopping carts, all your systems. They're one of the cheaper of the SaaS platforms. Like, they're cheaper than Mighty Networks, Teachable, etc. And you can do a lot. It's very creative what you can do inside of Podia. So will everything be recorded? Yes, everything will be recorded. All of the templates, the resources, the videos, everything will be posted inside of the community space probably within 24 hours of the sessions. Basically, we'll finish the recording, I'll edit it down, and then we'll post it up. So yeah, everything will be recorded.
So Bradley, inside that question is a question of, if I'm, say, busy finishing the 300-hour meditation teacher training and I can't give 10 hours a week, should I still take the course and just poke along like a tortoise at my own speed?
I would say just go at your own pace. I feel like this is so complementary with what you're doing inside of the 300, and feel free to counter that, Lorin. But you could, if you spend 3 hours a week on this, you're still going to be setting yourself up, because you're going to have the workbooks that you can go through and be answering your questions. What I feel like this is going to do for all of you is going to feed the muse. It's going to give you like really specific actionable things of like, do this next, answer this question next. And the clarity is going to come as you take more steps forward. So if you're only able to take 5 out of 10 steps forward in a month, you're still going to be getting yourself further along, so that when your 300 hours is complete, you'll be that much further along, and you won't be starting at ground zero when you're done the training. And you'll be able to start applying the things that you're learning as you're building your brand and you're maybe start posting more videos on YouTube Shorts, or maybe you're going to start writing more articles as you're taking the inspiration from your training. Will this be offered again? I don't know. It depends on how successful it is. And it also depends on if it's going to be needed. I try to produce the very best quality in my training so that I don't have to do live training again. It's just like, if you want it, it'll be there pre-recorded. So at this stage, I can't say yes or no for sure, but the recording, I'm sure we will sell the evergreen version of it for a long time to come. Is the website template based on a standardized format? I mean, no, this is something that we're designing at Majik Media. We've created a lot of landing pages, sales pages, websites, brands, and that sort of stuff. So we're creating something that is going to check all the boxes of the things that you as a meditation teacher are going to do. That you're going to have an audio library, you'll teach workshops. There's a good chance that you'll offer one-to-one services. You might have a blog, etc. So it's going to have all those pieces. It's not going to be the perfect solution, but it's the perfect solution to get you started. Chances are you may outgrow the platform. You may want to do something in 2 or 3 years from now as your business, your brand grow, and you want to have a more customized platform. Any SaaS platform you use, whether it's Podia, Mighty Networks, Teachable, Thinkific, there's oodles and oodles of them. They all have their limitations, you know. So this is going to be something that you're going to be able to get set up. I'm confident you can get set up within that month period that we have. And that's the important thing, is that you just keep taking the action, because the most important thing is like not striving for perfection, but striving to get yourself out into the world. Because more important than a pretty website is you doing the work of serving people, because your reputation is what's going to grow your life's work. It's not the pretty website. We'll give you the best opportunity at having a beautiful brand, but that's not what's going to sell you. You being you and doing your work in the world is the important piece. And I mean, Lorin, look at what you and Camille have done over the years of teaching and serving, and how your reputation has just continued to blossom. And now it seems like in the last few years, you're like, oh, the Radiance Sutras School of Meditation is actually a brand, and it's becoming more refined and more polished. But it wasn't pretty websites that got you where you are today. It was showing up and doing the work and serving communities.
I think that's too detailed for right now.
So the cost of Podia, if you go to Podia, they're just go to Podia. That's their website. I'm pretty sure I'll be getting a discount for everybody in the program from Podia. So you may not want to jump in just yet. But their prices are quite reasonable. They have a few different plans. I think $77 a month is like one of their pro plans that I think gets you everything you want and need. I mean, that's a lot cheaper than renting a store downtown or renting a yoga studio or something like that. If you have a website and branding strategy, can you access just your input? Yeah, I mean, everything that we're doing inside of the branding and the branding website development thing. I mean, even if you do have your own website, I guarantee you're gonna have some new epiphanies. A part of the framework that we go by for all of the projects that we launch is the Hero's Journey framework, where you're guiding your ideal client on a hero's journey. So we're going to be taking you through that process, and I can guarantee website copy will probably want to change as you get inspired by this new framework. And just for everybody here, in case you didn't see it, in the chat is a $200 off coupon code for Radiance Sutras School of Meditation teachers. So you can have that. On the course description, see potential extra expenses. So yeah, extra expenses, you're going to need a professional microphone. You can get a good microphone for $100, $200, $300. I mean, you can go much, much more. If you look behind me, this is my setup over here where I do all my recording. So I've got Here, I'll just walk over for a second. I'm taking my headphones out, so I won't be able to hear anybody, but you should hear me. So got my microphone. This is a little enclosed case that helps to buffer sound. This is like $125. The microphone I have is about $300. And then my carpenter buddy and I, we put these sound panels in the corner so that it acts as a booth, so that when I'm recording, I will I'll turn that little casing around so I'm kind of like in the corner, and that just like buffers all the sound. So all the sound is reverberated. I mean, other solutions that means you won't need that type of setup is like you could record in a closet. You could build a pillow fort or a blanket fort with your couch. Like there's other ways to record.
Build a fort.
Yeah, we'll get
If
into
you
that.
have kids, you can have your kid be in charge of building a fort.
Totally. So there's other ways. You're probably going to end up spending a few $100s to get proper sounding audio. No licensing company is going to pay attention to you unless you have really high quality audio. So that's an important piece. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on that. Your website and branding. I mean, if you're going with Podia, you're going to spend, let's just call it $100 a month on that. And you might spend a little bit of money to do some branding work. But it's not crazy expensive. I would say if you can budget, say $1,000 for all the things. And if you can't afford $1,000, then just take it in stride as you go. You can also, you can get really great microphones just for your phone if you decide to do your recording on your phone instead of a computer. There are options. When I started, technology was at a very different space. What you can buy now for cheap is just incredible compared to when I was finding my way through this. I'll provide you with like a big gear list ranging from, $500 to several $1,000s, depending on what kind of studio you want to build. For anybody who's interested in building a proper recording studio, these panels here, they're just 2x4s with insulation inside of them, and then some pretty fabric that we got at Fabricland wrapped around them. So any carpenter could build those. Even if you have like mediocre carpentry skills, you could still build these, and they look nice, and like they really buffer the sound in my space here, so you don't get the reverberation off the wall and it doesn't sound like I'm recording in a tin can.
Jessica asks if we can't attend a live training, is someone available for Q&A afterward?
Yeah, you can type your questions into the community space. I mean, I'm going to be checking in on people and making sure that everybody's being supported. So you can ask me questions throughout the course of the month. You can share your work. I'll be cheering you on. I mean, I run a big community, like a community called the Creators Club, and this is just what we do. It's business coaching and masterminding. So this is just what I do. So I'll be present and supportive as we go. Is there a way to add music to your recordings? Yeah, so we'll get into that in the recording month. I mean, we did every single track had custom composed music. If you have music producer friends, now's the time to start sweetening them up, maybe make them some dinner, invite them over for cookies, start just buttering them up a little bit so when you ask them to become your music producer for your meditation albums, that they're more likely to say yes. The one-on-one coaching option. So basically it's 3 sessions with me. It's just 3 one-to-one sessions. When you join, I'll send you a calendar link and you can book those anytime over the course of 6 months. So you'll just get a list of all my available times that are available, and you can just choose those as you feel like you need to. And one-on-one is just, it's powerful. We'll go deep and I'll support you with whatever it is that's needed. We'll dive into feedback. We can critique your website. We can listen to your recordings. I can support you with your marketing strategy. And you'll just get a lot more distance with that option. It is audio focused for this particular course. The reason being, I have a very strong belief that if you want to facilitate transformation on the internet, audio is a far superior medium than video. It's also way cheaper and easier to produce world-class audio than it is world-class video. So with this one, when you're doing video, people the people's attention is outside of themselves. Right now, you're watching a screen. You're not fully connected and present inside your body. When you produce an audio and people put on headphones and your mouth is this close to the microphone and you're speaking in your meditation voice, it's almost like you're inside of their heads. You're in their ears and you are their guide. And it creates this intimate connection where you're inviting them to be fully present with themselves. And the reason we're doing audio, we're going to do audio well, is because that is way more powerful for facilitating transformation. It's way more leverageable to monetize in many different platforms and ways, which we'll get into in the audio month on all the different ways that you can package your audio library. You can sell it as individuals. You can sell it as a bundle. You could turn it into like an audio course. You could license it to other platforms. You could license it to actual schools, depending on what your niche is. Like there's so many different ways that you're going to be able to leverage this. So yeah, video, we're not really going to get into in this particular course. And the question about, can you be certified at your 200 level? And Lorin says, yes. And thank you so much, everybody, for holding in there while we figured out the tech today. I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be a really fun process for everybody. It's going to be very, very creative, and I think activating all of you in ways that just help you discover in a deeper level what it is that you're here to offer the people that you're here to serve, and how that is uniquely special to you. And to be able to communicate that through your work, through your platform, that's the magic in Majik Media. That's what's going to make what you do special.
And then here's a mantra for us all. Whenever I do this, my world changes. It's just saying I'm ready. Like at the end of your meditation in the morning, just spend a few breaths with that feeling, okay, I'm ready. And it's welcoming the world, welcoming people to engage with you as a guide, just saying I'm ready. And then the invitations almost always come when you're least expecting it. Like in my life, they do. It's just like the most unlikely circumstances. I mean, I walked out, we live in Southern California on the water. And so I walked out on the jetty, and you can see all of LA from out there in Century City. And I stood there and said, like, send me your creative businessmen. And then a couple of months later, these movers and shakers, people that called me and said, can I get together with the meditation session? It was a little bit terrifying. It was a level people I've never spoken with before. And just saying I'm ready, and then being alert, and just have your ducks in a row. You just want to have your elevator pitch, just to have one or two sentences like this is what I love doing. Like I love helping people find the kind of meditation that works for them. Want to have that. And there's hundreds of different kinds of people. Mothers who are nursing, mothers whose kids are just gone off to preschool for the first time, and so they have a few hours a day when they're not just being mom. Daddies, couples, teenagers, that dating has become so awkward. A friend, Tanya, who's here, Tanya Kazi, was saying that it's as if people have no skills. They have no idea how to date. They don't know how to talk. And people have lost the ability they don't know how to touch. Like, how would I touch another person? What are the new rules? So there's all of these different, what do we call this, types of people or types of situation, and they need a meditation that like speaks their language. Yeah. therapists how to let go of being so compassionate and just let go of everybody. And it's like, go be yourself, go play. I think this is a wrap. Do you have an action step for people?
Yes. There we go. My camera did die just a moment ago. So
That see, we're on a path.
yeah.
No obstacles.
We're clearing the obstacles in the way. I mean, the action step is click the link, and if you feel called, sign up and let's do it. It's going to be great. In 6 months' time, from March 23rd, your meditation business will be in full motion with your website and brand, a regular teaching schedule, both in person and online. You'll have a meditation library. You'll have a regular practice of writing and producing new meditations so that, let's just say, in 2 years' time, think of how much that body of work will grow. I mean, for me, there's well over 50 tracks now. You will have a marketing strategy in place that makes you feel good, that may not even require you having to do anything on social media. You'll have licensing partnerships and relationships that will be creating regular income on a monthly basis that can grow over time. I mean, as I said, I'm 7 years since launching my meditation library, I think 2012, but really 2013. So I guess 10 years. And I mean, millions of meditators have listened to the stuff. So it's kind of like we're playing a long game here. It's not going to be perfect in 6 months, but you're going to have some serious momentum and the skills to keep growing and to be consistent. And I think consistency is the key if you want to grow anything in this world. I'm just going to help.
We have a question,
yeah,
Bradley, that's exactly for you, about coaching professional golfers.
Nice.
Do you see that? It's from Dr. It's always scooted down. Dr. Doug.
So Dr. Doug wants to coach professional or serious golfers. Can I take this course with that? Totally. So I have 4 or 5 audio meditations that have not yet been released specifically for that audience. So I'm sure we can have some fun geeking out on how you can produce meditation content for golfers.
Okay, now just Jewel is still thinking practical.
Yeah.
He's thinking very important to think practical, cash flow, about $70 a month to maintain the website.
I mean, if you end up getting, like, I use, if you're not going to have a friend produce your music for your meditations, I use a company called Epidemic Sound for stock music. They have pretty awesome meditation music as well. So that is like $16 a month. If you decide not to use Podia's email server system, then you might want to use something like ConvertKit. Anyways, we could get into the weeds with the tech, but $100 a month is probably pretty standard for the minimum of what you're going to spend.
So it is true, though, Jules' point, there's going to be a lot of expenses that are involved. You're creating, you're grooming and training yourself for a career. So yeah, you have to budget and be practical. And often if there's something that you pay for, there might be a way to do it free. And so
there's always free solutions on the internet. They're not always the best, but if that is, if you're working with a budget of $0, there are ways to do it creatively. If you can do the $100 a month, I mean, that's going to suffice to get you going. Everybody's going to be starting in a different place. Some people are going to be producing their own audio content and editing all of the content themselves. Others are going to be like, I'll produce it and I'll hire a friend to edit it for me. So everybody's going to be in a different place, and that's going to be totally fine. I mean, in the beginning, I produced all my own stuff, and then I partnered with a friend of mine. Creative collaborations are the best. I mean, you could find a friend who's an amazing producer and musician and be like, I'm building this meditation library. There's going to be 20 tracks. Would you partner? You can get 30% of all the income that I make from it. I mean, that's where I started with my meditation library. That's how I did it. I partnered with a buddy of mine who was amazing. He had some time and space in his life, and we just collaborated, and he got a share of what we've generated.
Tanya has a question down below.
Let's see. Most of us have full-time jobs. Does one need to develop a small team to maintain output productions? No, because again, you can work on this at your own pace. You know, there's nobody that's going to put pressure on you to hustle and grind your way to get this thing off the ground. If it takes you a year to do what the course is going to help you do in 6 months, then that's better than waiting a year before starting. So, you know, take the baby steps forward. One of my mantras is schedule your success. So if you're working full time, then maybe you book 2 evenings a week, and maybe your Saturdays for the 6 months are devoted to this, and there's your 10 hours a week. You have to figure out what's going to work for you, and just go with that and accept that you're going to do the best that you can. You know, ultimately, the whole purpose of this course is to turn your meditation teaching into a career that you can actually make your full-time living from teaching meditation. It might take some of you 6 months that already have a head start. For others, it might take 2 years, and that's also okay. You know, for me, it took quite a few years of building my business before it was like, I made it with that chapter, and here we go. And you know, my meditation, my success through building my meditation business is what has led me to become a business coach. All of a sudden, friends and people who were on the peripheral saw what I was doing in the meditation space, building courses, building my library, licensing, and all that sort of stuff. And I started having people come to me like, hey, can you help me build a brand? Can you help me build a meditation business? Can you help me produce a library? And all of a sudden, it was like, that was how Majik Media was born, and how the journey has kind of moved me away from teaching meditation as my thing. And we'll see where that goes now with Body Mind Swing. I have a feeling it's coming full circle in a new way. And so that's kind of one of the cool things, is I'm going to be also building my new thing, Body Mind Swing, alongside all of you. So I'm kind of going back to beginnerhood with building my golf brand, and we'll be doing it alongside each other.
So one last meditation tip for all of you. As you move through the world, study touch. Like, if there's times when we shake hands, and shaking hands is a split-second thing. It's like that. Or with other people, it might be longer. And then with animals, with the way that they want to be touched. And then if you're putting a lotion on your body or massaging yourself, just continually to study touch, because it's like music. It's a split-second, highly nuanced thing. Like when we touch people in public, it's so brief, but the exact strength of your grip or the length of it, and there's high rules of propriety now, which is great. You don't touch people accidentally anymore or without their permission, which is wonderful. And everyone's tactile sense of space has changed because of the pandemic and because of heightened appreciation of not invading other people's boundaries. So it's a great fun as you move through your day to study, what kind of touch am I craving? When each animal or person that you touch is a completely different world of touch. And also just the touch of your clothes and the touch of the things. Being in touch and appreciating the sense of touch, the tactile, immediately will enrich your meditation experience. For example, with breathing, most of our experience of breathing is actually touch. It's the touch of the air caressing up the nose or the sinuses, the touch of the air in the throat, and then the kinesthetic, the expansion, contraction of the rib cage. So just add touch to your meditation and to your nuanced alertness as you move through your day. Okay, so Bradley, thank you, and thank you everybody for coming. This is exciting, and we're all looking forward to it. Bradley, any final words?
I'm stoked. Jessica said, can we email someone for the training? Yeah, I just posted my email in the chat. That'll go straight to me so I can answer your questions. I'll be taking the rest of the weekend off, so you hear back from me on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, this is great. I'm very excited. Make sure you register before March 20th or 21st. Somewhere around there is when the opportunity closes. And I'm looking forward to supporting you all and look forward to seeing you inside that community space.
Yeah, I'm excited in advance by all the creative ways that you all are going to come up with engaging and giving your gift to the world. Whether you take this course or not, it's so wonderful that you're here and you're readying yourself to give of yourself, give your gift to the world, which is so needed.
I think the world really needs it right now, everybody.
Really needs
so
it.
Let's get to it. Let's not wait a year.
Yeah. So wherever you go, however you go, bless. Yeah. And remember to laugh. Find, whether it's stand-up comedy, romantic rom-coms, whatever, make room for laughter in your life. Okay.
Amen. Beautiful.
So thank you, everybody. All right.
Happy weekend.